right, welcome everybody. Let's start lying on our back, either with those knees bent, feet to the earth, or starting out in Shavasana. And so as you settle into your mat, onto your mat, into your body, let's take a nice deep breath in. And then as you exhale slowly through the mouth, go ahead and close your eyes if you haven't already done so. And breath by breath, I'd like you to just visualize that all of your senses are being unplugged from the outside world as you begin to draw all of your attention inward. And so sometimes it can be helpful just to use that visualization like an electrical cord being unplugged from any sources of stress, anything that feels unsettled, disconnected. Just let it go for the next hour. As you bring your sense of sight inward, take a look around inside of your own body, using the sense of touch or sensation, feeling into the sensations of your body, noticing the temperature in your environment, the clothing on your skin. And as you breathe, notice any scents or aromas or fragrances that you can be aware of. Notice any taste in your mouth. And start to bring your sense of hearing, other than the sound of my voice, bring it inward and just start to listen. And you might even just ask, what do I need today to feel even better than I do in this moment? And if you were to receive this, it would help you get through the day. Maybe feel more peaceful, calm, present, unattached, connected, aware. Just take a moment to align your body and mind, your heart and soul through your intention. And so the very word is bringing our attention inward and then making a commitment. And based on what we notice inside of ourselves, how do we want to feel? Where do we want to go from this point? So that intention, as we know, can be something quite general. It can be quite specific. But think of that intention as your connecting point between your physical self and your divine self, the ego self and the spirit self. And as we offer up that intention, it can be in the form of a prayer, an offering, a dedication, a request, or perhaps it is a declaration. And as you tune in to the knowing that that intention is already fulfilled within you, it's just a matter of lining it up in the outside world around you. Because it's intention, we don't look outside of us to fulfill it. We look within and connect to it. So focus in on what that is for you. It might be as powerful the statement as my body is healthy and strong. Today, my mind is more focused and calm. That right there is a huge intention that we can all benefit from. And then once that intention is clear in your mind, your heart, keep repeating it to yourself a few times as you imagine moving that intention into every cell of your body, breath by breath. And so the union, the yogic state we are working for is already happening in this moment before we even begin to move. And let's carry the same attention and intention and awareness into each breath, each movement, each pause. From now till the end of our practice, and then maybe after practicing it for an hour, it might be easier to stay connected to that inner state as you move into your day, which is when we really need it most. So with that, let's offer one more breath here before we start to move our strong, healthy bodies. Exhale, let it go. And if those knees are bent, stretch the legs out long. Let's just start to wake up the body part by part, breath by breath. Eyes can be closed or open, staring at one spot above you. Inhale, reach your arms overhead, spread the fingers, spread the toes, actively receive that breath. Exhale, bring your right knee into your chest. Like you're in slow motion here, letting that breath be drawn out without forcing or straining. Inhale, reach and lengthen, arms expand overhead. Exhale, left knee hugs in. So take your time. It doesn't have to match my breath call. Let your movement match your breath. So as you exhale, we're always bringing the knee in, collapsing that space in the front body as we activate the core. Inhale, we're always opening, expanding the front body, waking up
to the fullness of that breath. So keep moving side to side, breath to breath, as you mindfully feel your way through the movement. Notice how the body's responding. How is it speaking to you through sensation? And can you just be willing to listen without the need to talk back or correct those body parts from feeling the way they're feeling? Just let them be as they are. And let's take that one more each side. So we started with the right side. We'll end with the left. And so once you get to that part of the movement, as you release that left leg down on that next round, reach the arms overhead. Deep breath in here. Exhale, circle your ankles and wrists, arms and legs extended in opposite directions. And then bring the arms down by your sides. Plant those feet to the earth as you bend the knees. Then let's bring both knees now into the chest. And just gently rock side to side. Get a sense of what's showing up from the back of the hips and pelvis, all the way up the length of your spine. And then as you rock to center, place a hand on each kneecap, press those knees out, open them wide apart, and bring them back together. So again, nice and slowly, so we can keep the mind and body connected through the breath, awareness, movement. And the next time those knees come to touch, take that circling gently in the opposite direction. Be sure to let those hands do the work of moving those legs. It's really easy to just move those legs on their own. Let those muscles give a chance to release here before we ask them to work a little harder later on in the practice. Next time those knees draw into the chest, deep breath here. Exhale it out. And then with the next option or the next movement, you have the option of bringing hands to the back of the thighs or to the ground. Make sure that tailbone is pressing to the earth. So it's not about bringing the legs super close to the body, but as we extend those legs and feet towards the sky, move them maybe a little further away from your body. You might get a little bit more extension, and you're not going to roll up through that tailbone and lower back. And then from here, just bend and extend a few times to the knees. If you prefer to leave those arms on the ground, you can begin a little passive shoulder and chest release here by bringing the arms straight out to your sides. So just bend and extend, keeping those feet flexed, and just tune in. What's going on in those hamstrings this morning? And rather than cursing the tightness, can you appreciate it? If those hamstrings weren't somewhat tight, we'd be in trouble. They're literally connecting our pelvis to our knees. So don't curse the tightness, just work with it rather than against it. I'm curious when people don't have tight hamstrings. I'm like, what's going on there, right? It's very common, but these muscles are asked to do a lot. So we don't want them to be loosey-goosey. We want them strong and stable, but not so tight that we can't move. So next time you reach those legs up, let's pause. Doesn't matter if those knees are bent or straight. Keep that low back grounded. Point your toes, flex your feet. Now we're going to wake up the core here. Inhale deeply. Exhale, lower just your right leg any amount down towards the earth. But if you go too far and that low back lifts, we've missed the point of the movement. So moderate the movement to get more of a benefit from it. Reach that right leg up. Inhale here. Exhale, lower left leg. Nice and slowly. Let the movement match the length of your breath. Inhale, point those left toes. Bring it back up. And then go side to side, exhaling right leg. Slow and controlled. Use those strong abdominal muscles. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, left leg. Exhale as you lower. Feel into your power and strength. Inhale, reach that left leg up. Let's do that one more each side. Right leg lowers on the exhale. Inhale, we lift. Exhale, left leg lowers. Feel that core waking up. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, pause, point and flex those feet with them lifted up to the sky. Circle ankles one direction, just like we did those hips earlier. And then take those ankles around the opposite direction. Just appreciating the reversal of gravity here, getting that venous return of blood back to the heart. Point and flex. Now we can stay right here, asking the core to do the work, or you can certainly bring hands to the back of your thighs. Let's open into a V shape. Waking up through the inner thighs. Exhale, squeeze them together. Let's take that one more time. Inhale, open. Exhale, together. Hug the knees into the chest and rock it out side to side. Come back to the fullness of your breath. Back to your intention. And then as you rock those knees to center, take pause, inhale deeply. Exhale, option to lift your head, curling the spine gently from the ground. You can certainly keep the head on the ground if that's better. And then release the head back to the earth, feet to the floor. And let's set up for a windshield wiper twist. So arms can stretch straight out to your sides, palms face up. You could also bend those elbows as long as that doesn't pull on the shoulders or neck. Step your feet as wide as you can off the mat. Take a full breath in, belly expands. Exhale, knees go any amount to the left as you turn head and chin towards right shoulder. Open the mouth so those teeth are unclenched. Take 3 deep breaths. If you feel pressure in the knees, don't lower them quite so far to the floor. And then feel that breath expanding like a balloon through the circumference of your rib cage. And then with the next inhale, bring everything back to center. Exhale the other direction. Knees right, head to the left. Feel into the fullness of your breath, waking up the muscle between the ribs, the diaphragm, your primary breathing muscle. And then on that next breath, bring it back through center. Let's keep the knees wide and just come to the first stage of happy baby. So again, we're keeping the tailbone, hips flat to the ground. Just grab hold of the back of your knees or thighs. Knees are wide. And just take a little rocking motion side to side. And then with the next breath, come back to neutral, bring the knees back together. And then before we come on up, we're going to work with a little reclined pigeon, getting a little deeper in the hips and lower back. So plant your left foot to the earth, right ankle to the thigh. Press that right thigh away, breathing into the sensation present through the front of the hip. And some of us might find there's a lot going on here. If there's a lot of sensation, it might best serve you to stay here. But you can decide if you want to proceed, taking that sensation now to a different place. If we're going forward with that, bring the left thigh in towards you and notice how you now feel it more through your side seat, into the glutes, maybe into that IT band. If you're adding the arms, keep the neck and shoulders relaxed to the earth. And we can, of course, add a little movement here, lengthening the arms on the inhale to grab hold of that left thigh. Exhale, use those strong arm muscles to hug the left thigh in. And then coming back to your intention, can you be present and focused, even though the sensation might be distracting? It might be uncomfortable. Imagine that sensation as life, right? And so we can get hung up on that sensation and try to analyze it, get frustrated with it, resist it, condemn it, judge it, criticize it, blah, blah, blah. Or we could just be present and breathe and stay focused. Sometimes that's all we can do. But I'm promising you, maintaining your own peace and sanity is crucial right now for everyone, not just individual purposes, but for the whole world. And so we make peace with our own bodies. That's a good starting point, is just to use those sensations of discomfort and still be focused, still be relaxed. We keep breathing. So as you're moving that left thigh in and out, or maybe you're pausing, let's offer one more breath wherever you are in your body in this pose. Let's take a full breath in. Exhale with an audible sigh. Let it go, whatever it is. And then if you'd like, we can rock side to side before we release this side and explore the second side. And then as you're ready, bring that left foot back to the earth, untangle those arms, stretch your right leg up to the sky, pressing through the heel. Lower that right leg all the way down to the ground and give it a little shake once it touches down. Now, before we take that second side, we're going to take a little twist. So left knee is bent, foot to the floor, right leg is extended out. Let's take the hips and just scoot them about 1/2 inch to the left. Take your right hand to your left knee or thigh, and then roll all the way over to your right side. So we're stacking that left hip on top of the right hand on the thigh or the knee. The left foot is on the floor, but not the knee itself. And then before we come into the twist, you might want to scoot your right shoulder a little bit to the right. Gaze is straight up above you. Stretch your arm to the sky. Look at your left thumb. Take a full breath in. Feel your belly expand. Keep the lower body as it is. Exhale from your belly button, any amount into that twist. Remember, the goal is not to touch the shoulder to the floor. If it happens, it happens. Inhale, we reach that left arm up, gaze follows the hand. Exhale, opening into the twist. One more. Inhale, reach the hand up. Exhale, twist. And then pausing, deep breath in. Exhale, let it go. And let's bring that left arm straight up to the sky. I'm coming out of the twist, grab hold of your left thigh, roll onto your back, and just rock that left thigh gently side to side. We'll straighten you out in just a moment. So if you feel a little crooked, that's okay. And then as you plant that left foot to the earth, bend your right knee foot to the earth, bring everything square back to center. Hips, shoulders, knees. Bring those knees into the chest, and let's rock out that one-sided movement here. Coming back to neutral before we explore that second side. And so planting those feet back to the earth, and let's start again. Left ankle to right thigh. Press that left thigh away. Take a moment here, really tune in. Maybe there's not as much sensation, or maybe there's more on this side. So just allowing each side to share what it needs to express through sensation while the mind holds space for it all. If you are adding on, right knee in. And again, some of us might not even want to use those arms if there's a lot of tightness. And then adding those arms if that's working for you. But remember, we want to keep the shoulders grounded and the neck at ease here. So activate those strong bicep muscles as you hug that right thigh in. And then inhale, we can lengthen those arms. Exhale, we can bring it in. So you don't have to rock back and forth here, but it can be really helpful, especially if we have a lot of intense sensation showing up for that left side. So create a little movement in and out of that sensation to make it easier for your mind to be accepting of what's showing up, for your breath to be relaxing into that sensation. And then just breathing through whatever's making its way through this left hip and glute this morning. And so when we have sensation, we can dive into it with from a place of curiosity. I know for myself, whenever I have a little kink or a twinge, I always try to backtrack and go, what have I been doing? How have I been sitting? How have I been driving? How have I been moving to create this discomfort in my body? And so rather than judge it or criticize it, I try to understand it so I can learn from it. Again, if that's helpful, take it. If not, let it go. Next time that right thigh comes in, let's pause, offer a full breath here. Exhale with a sigh. And then if it feels good before we release, take that little rocking motion side to side. And then coming back to center, plant that right foot to the earth, release the arms and shoulders. Extend that left leg to the sky as you uncross the legs. And then lower the left leg all the way down till it touches the earth. And then give it a little shake. Let it go. Now let's take that deeper twist on the second side. Let's shift those hips slightly to the right, that right knee bent. Left hand to that right knee. Roll all the way over. So literally stacking that right hip on top of the left. We're not forcing the knee to the ground. Keep it in line with your hip. And then scoot your left shoulder just a little bit to the left. So you're giving it a little self-adjustment. Stretch your right arm right above you, looking at your thumb. Deep breath here. Exhale. Feel those abdominal muscles helping you to twist as you open to the right. Inhale, head and hand moving together. Reach that right arm back up. Exhale into the twist. So with proper alignment, we're actually getting to those tight parts right through the mid and upper back where the rib cage is, the least mobile or movable part of the spine. And so when we force the hips out of alignment or the shoulder to the ground, we miss that wonderful stretch right along the ribs and all those intercostal muscles. So with that next one, exhale into the twist. Take another pause. Inhale. Exhale. And let's reach that right arm straight up to the sky. Hug your right knee in. Let's return onto the back and gently rock that right hip side to side. And as we come back to neutral, plant that right foot to the earth, bend left knee, left foot to the earth. Square your hips, knees, and shoulders back to the center of your mat. And let's bring both knees into the chest and just rock it out. Releasing those one-sided movements here as we come back to neutral. And then we're going to set up for rolling bridge here before we come on up, building just a little bit more heat. Plant those feet to the earth. You can certainly use a block or one of those fit balls between your knees or thighs, and that'll help us maintain the alignment, but also that inner thigh engagement. Tuck those shoulder blades to the earth. Bend the elbows and really press down through your elbows, your triceps, your shoulder blades. And then as we prepare, draw the spine all the way down. So you're drawing your abdomen in and down, press the low back to the earth. Find that focal point right above you so you can keep the head and neck stable. And then as you're ready, inhale, rise up, lifting through the hips, engaging through those thighs. Exhale, slowly roll down. So as we're doing this, the head and neck aren't moving. The chin isn't dropping down and lifting back up. So see if you can feel those grounding points, the back of your head, shoulder blades, elbows, and feet, so that we have that sensation in the muscles, not the joints or the spine. So with each inhale, feel the glutes and thighs engaged to lift you up. With each exhale, feel your core muscles helping to control that descent back to the earth. And then take that a few more times. Remember, we don't have to create the biggest movement possible. So find your range of movement that keeps you in the muscles, out of the lower back and the knees, meaning we don't feel sensation in those parts of the body. And on that next breath, as we exhale all the way down, let's pause. Again, stretch those arms straight out from your shoulders, palms are face up. Deep breath in. Exhale, roll your head to the right, chin angling towards the shoulder. Open and close the mouth as you release the left side of the neck. Keep that left shoulder pressing down. And then inhale back to center with the head. Exhale, roll the head and chin to the left shoulder. Breathing through that right side. And head comes back to center. We'll prepare to come up. So bring those knees into the chest, rock it out one more time. And then you decide either roll to one side or take a little spinal rock to make your way